Morena koutou katoa. So just touching base on I number 3 as we talk about sex, and the kaupapa for today is the poetry of sex. So there are so many songs, there are so many waiata haka, dirges even, that talk about sex. And the famous ones around the country are ones like Ruau Moko from Ngāti Porou, and then all of the party songs from my parents' era, He Mura Mura, and all of those types of waiata. But then actually when you get into the poetry behind everything, it's pretty amazing. And so I'm going to talk about one or two from my tribal area. And the most famous verse from my tribe is a ngiri, which is a hari kai, to welcome people for food. Why? Because as I discussed last week, sex is also seen as a form of kai. And so the ngiri itself is known as hei hei. Heia hate hei hei. And you hear a lot of people say it, and they often only do verse 1. Because verse 2 is censored. And as a child, when the olds would do sometimes the aunties or the nannies would go on, translate it. and so basically, heia hate hei hei is all focused in on mornings. And as you wake up in the morning, and the arousal that can happen in the morning, and you hear the tame hei hei, the rooster cock-a-doodle-doo, and wake people up. And as you're woken up, you get a bit of desire. Aue te ia ia. And as a result of that desire, which is all about verse 1, you then enter into verse 2, which is quite graphic. And it says the words, e ngaue tō tene tene, e ngaue tō tene tene. Te kai wa kaputai te ureki wa ora, toroti torota. And so what it's talking about is that you must pleasure your partner. And I'm censoring my words because of my viewership. But you can do your own research on the terms and look in the dictionary. You must pleasure your partner and have a feast. And then you must also glorify your partner because she has the ability from placing you in a state of toroti to placing you in a state of torota. And so as a result of that, she must always be glorified. So people might go, that doesn't happen in Māori culture, women are inferior, which sadly has been the case in many areas, even though that's not the traditional place. And matriarchal and patriarchal are the wrong terms for our culture, because those are measures from elsewhere. But we're probably more a complementary culture, even though the place of wahine is often the place where all of the big decisions, and she's usually the boss. And you still see that behind the scenes in the marae, and the men up the front, where people who don't know the culture appear that they are the leaders, but in fact, all of the shots are being called from the back. So that's the song or the ngiri for food. Why? Because the hākari or the feast that you're about to receive is as sweet as sex. And then there's another one, momi kai ua te ware. And that talks about circumnavigating that your ure is like a waka that circumnavigates the waters of life. Kōrumaki. And you enter into the waters of life and you go on a bit of a journey. And as you go on that journey, it creates new life. Yeah, if I was in front of you all, I'd be saying it a lot more graphic, but I'm mindful of my viewers. So katiake, that's just 2 examples of the poetry of sex. Because the poetry of sex, there are so many examples, and you just need to go to the matatini, and you'll see every time they're pulling their skirts up and doing a bit of a kopi and all of that, that's being very visual to complement the words. Eight wakamutunga māku, so often sex has been hidden for too long, and you only hear it in party songs now, whereas you used to hear it on the marae all the time. And another reason why we do it at a hakari, especially at a tangi, is because in death there must always be life. And so, you know, the importance of then using sex to remove tapu to bring us back into the world of life is key. So in conclusion, here's a little party song. It's my version of another old party song, and it goes like this, and I'll let you translate it yourselves or work it out yourselves. Me ata inu e, kei huri toti koe, kei riro tō tai aha, ki te papa moe mai e. Me ata huri e, ka piki eke koe, kua riro tō tai aha, he moe a e. If only a dream, kia ora koutou, tēnā tātou.